Earnings season rolls on with another long list of tradable opportunities to come this week. We'll get reports from the likes of Roblox, Roku, DoorDash, DraftKings, and fan favorite PLTR, just to name a few. January CPI data, meanwhile, will headline market action on Tuesday. PPI data later in the week as well. We'll also get January retail sales. It's another episode of your one stop for weekly market prep. It's your week ahead preview right now. We'll kick off the week with a fan favorite reporting earnings after the close on Monday. PLTR is set to come through with their latest report. The stock's coming off a solid month of January, rallying more than 30%. Most analysts, however, remain cautious ahead of the report, with most expecting a slight uptick on earnings versus its last quarter. We'll check out PLTR throughout the session on Monday. Highly shorted car rental firm CAR, along with SEDG. Let's move right along. Tuesday will be the biggest economic day of the week. We'll get January CPI numbers before the market opens at 8:30. Most economists are expecting another downtick versus last month, coming off a monster January non-farm payrolls number. This release, though, will be closely watched by the Fed ahead of the next March meeting. Earnings pre-market, meanwhile, Tuesday will include Coca-Cola, Cleveland Cliffs, and Global Foundries, GFS, coming through as well with their latest report. Resource stocks have also had a very strong start to 2023. We'll keep an eye on CLF shares, up more than 30% in the year alone. Most analysts are looking for an earnings beat from the steel producer this time around. Let's shift focus now to after the market closes. Companies we'll be watching for earnings releases include Airbnb, Devon Energy, DVN, New Holdings, Upstart, and Suncor, SU. Another one from the energy group. Airbnb will be a volatile trade, no doubt, with other travel-related names posting demand back to pre-pandemic levels or greater. In fact, Airbnb will need to impress to see further upside. The stock's already up 35% this year heading into the report. Let's move on to Wednesday. Full slate of economic data to kick things off once again, starting in the pre-market. Join us at 8:30. We'll bring you retail sales data for January live when we come on at 8:30, and then a little bit after 9 o'clock, 9:15, we get industrial production numbers for January. 10 a.m. then, the big one, business inventories for December. Business inventory numbers as a whole saw a dramatic decline throughout the entire pandemic and have been pointed to as one of the main keys driving higher inflation since then. A rise in this number could show further improvement, however, towards stability in the overall economy. Again, we'll check that out at 10 a.m. On the earnings front, Roblox will headline another full slate of earnings coming before the open. The company recently posted better than expected December monthly bookings. Most analysts are cautious, however, once again, heading into this report. During the session, then, Boeing and Ford shares could be moving. Boeing scheduled to present at Cowen's Aerospace, Defense, and Industrials Conference starting at 9:40, just after the market opens. We'll keep BA in mind. Ford also making a presentation that same day. The company executives will be speaking at Wolf Global's Auto Conference that starts at 8:55 a.m. Let's shift to after the close on Wednesday. We'll get another full slate of earnings, including reports from QuantumScape, Roku, Shopify, SunPower, Twilio, and real estate stock Zillow. Roku will be closely watched. In January, the company reported that it had surpassed 70 million active accounts. That was up from 60.1 million at the end of 2021, and announced plans to launch its own line of televisions. We'll keep Roku in mind. Shopify shares, meanwhile, have also been moving of late on recent cost-cutting headlines surrounding the company. The online services firm is expected to deliver a year-over-year decline in earnings on higher revenue, though. We'll watch Shopify as well. Thursday, another busy session. Then on the economic front, we'll get January producer prices at 8:30 Eastern. Not as closely watched as Tuesday's CPI release, but can definitely move the market again. Also in the pre-market, we'll get the Philly Fed Index. There is an inflation portion to that release. Initial jobless claims as well comes out at 8:30 Eastern. Earnings, meanwhile, out before the market opens on Thursday include Crocs, Datadog, Hasbro, and retail favorite Jumaya Technologies, along with Paramount. During the session, Snap shares will be on watch. The shares rallied off their most recent earnings report. Snap is set to hold its annual investor event starting at 12 p.m. Eastern. More tradable earnings then to come after the market closes on Thursday, including AMAT, DoorDash, DraftKings, all set to report. Dash shares have been on a tear since the beginning of the year, rallying more than 40%. Analysts are looking for revenues to come in at $1.77 billion. That would be an increase of 36% from a year ago. All right, Friday, expecting a bit of a quiet session with major economic news coming 30 minutes into the session. However, at 10 a.m. with the Conference Board's leading index report. The number is an expected reading of future economic activity. We'll get earnings from economic bellwether Deere and look for more opportunities in the AI group as well that has been so hot of late. As always, join us daily as we bring you all the action live on TraderTV.Live.